Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be continuing what if Naruto was like Gaara, and without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
Okay, so I last left this part off with Zabuza saying that this is the team that's escorting Tazuna. And Naruto, well, after Zabuza says that, Naruto was like, he seems pretty strong. This should be fun. This should be fun. And he looks back and he sees the expression on Kakashi's face. Well, like, not expression, more like concern. And then he looks back and sees Sasuke and Sakura. And Sakura's pretty scared. And Naruto was like, get out of our way. We don't have time to be dealing with people like you. And Zabuza was like, oh, those are big words coming from a small child. And Naruto was like, who are you calling a child? And Zabuza was like, does he points to Kakashi and was like, does he not know that he's a kid? Like, he has to know these things, right? And Zabuza, like, as he's like doing that, Naruto gets frustrated and tries to like grab him using his wind ability. And Zabuza jumps out the way, and Naruto's like, what? This is the first time anyone's ever dodged my ability. And Zabuza, fuck. Why do these names sound so familiar to me? Zabuza, after Zabuza like jumps out the way, he was like, well, let's see if let's see if this kid can back up what he's talking about. And Zabuza throws his sword at Naruto, and like the sword gets like right there next to his face, but then falls to the floor. Like it sits there for like a whole like 3 to 4 minutes. Not 3 to 4 minutes, like a whole like minute, and then it hits the floor. And Zabuza was like, "What?" And Naruto doesn't even have a scratch on him. And like Zabuza was just completely surprised. And then Haku comes and he throws a Senbon on Zabuza's neck, seeing that Zabuza is some deep shit. So when Haku does that and he sees, like, he goes and he jumps down and he says that we've been searching for him, and Naruto stops him and was like, I'm pretty sure if that was the case, you would be carrying around a squad unless you're some elite person. I'm pretty sure they would, because it would need a squad to take on someone like him, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen, correct? And Haku's kind of tripping over his words, and Kakashi looks at Naruto and was like, Naruto, what are you talking about? And Naruto was like, here, how about this? How about we take Zabuza and the Executioner's Blade back to our village, and the Mist village can come get it from our village. And Haku was like, but that won't be necessary. And Naruto grabs Haku with his wind and was like, oh, I think it will be. And he just kills Haku. And Naruto grabs Zabuza and the Executioner's Blade with his wind, and he has Zabuza, like, yeah. So like when Zabuza like the next time Zabuza wakes up, he's in the Leaf Village. Cause like those, I'm gonna say, like, halfway through the mission, because like the only other time that they had to fight them was like the horde of like 100 random people, and since they didn't have time to gather, I'm gonna say that by the time Naruto and them dropped Tazuna off, they had they when they got to the bridge, Tazuna basically was already like he was already at where he needed to be. So the people just came to where he was and just ransacked the whole place and then killed Tazuna. So there's a whole bunch of people, like a whole group of like 100 or so people at large for no reason. So when Zabuza wakes up, he's in the prison cell, and Naruto's just staring at him. And Zabuza's like, "Where's my executioner's blade? Where's Haku?" And Naruto's like, "Oh, so you knew that person, huh? That's sad. Your plan was weak. He's dead now. All thanks to you." And Zabuza was like, "I don't care. He was just a tool." And Naruto looks and was like, "Well, if he was just a tool, then why do you seem so beat up about it? It's not like you cared about him if he was just an object you can use." And Zabuza looks at Naruto and was like you don't have anyone like that. And Naruto looks at him and was like, "No, I have nothing. The only people that I knew and loved, the thing inside me killed or I killed." When you think about it, I'm just as insane as you are. I killed everyone that I loved, that I thought I loved, and you killed people for money. Hell, you probably killed everyone that you loved too. But that doesn't matter now. And Naruto is like the hidden miss village is coming to get you. And Zabuza was like, wait a second. Why would the Mist Village want me? I ran away. Like, shouldn't there be a way I have valuable mist information? You should be able to, And Naruto stops and was like, how about this? Maybe I can pull some strings and you can come work for me. You know, after all, us strong people have to stick together. And Zabuza was like, this kid's giving me an eerie vibe, but I don't want to say no because I definitely don't want to go back to the Mist Village just to die. So he was like, sure. So a couple of hours passed as I was just sitting in there, and Naruto comes back with Kakashi and Jiraiya, and he tosses Zabuza a headband, and it's a leaf headband. And Naruto puts three like scratches through it, basically indicating that he's a part of like Naruto's little thing that Naruto has going on. Naruto has the three scratches going through it too. And Zabuza puts it on the same way he has his band on. Where I don't know where Zabuza has his band at. So Naruto basically, Jiraiya tells Zabuza that he's gonna be being watched, but Naruto can handle himself. So mainly he's just watching to make sure Zabuza doesn't try to make a run for it. And Zabuza was like, I'm getting paid to stay near a strong person to protect that strong person. And also, it's a possibility that he can protect me. Yeah, I'm not running away. There's no point in me even attempting to. I have it good. I have it made right now. So Naruto goes like Zabuza get lets out, and Naruto's showing Zabuza around the village, and Zabuza has his executioner's blade on his back, and Naruto is just telling him like, this is where this is. This is where the best food is. Ichiraku's ramen. And a lot of people are questioning like what is going on and like where did Naruto just find this person, and a lot of people are questioning, and Sasuke and walks past and sees Naruto and Zabuza, and he throws a kunai. Like he tells Naruto to move, and he throws a kunai, and Naruto catches the kunai with like the wind, and he takes it, like he grabs it, and he's like, Zabuza is mine, like my partner, my ally. Don't threaten my allies, or I will kill you. And Zabuza was like, damn, I can get used to this. So Naruto tells Zabuza like, this is where I live, and Zabuza is looking at it and is like, this is nowhere for you to live. Like for you to be this strong, and they're having you here. This is nowhere for someone like you to live at. And he was like, we should definitely go talk to Hiruzen about this. And Naruto's like, I don't care. Do what you want. And Zabuza vanishes, and he appears in the Hokage's office, and Jiraiya is still there. So Hiruzen's, let's be honest, Hiruzen doesn't really care. Yeah. So no, Jiraiya, fuck, Zabuza asks Hiruzen like, what's going on with Naruto's living conditions? Like those are no conditions for a child to live in. And Hiruzen tells Zabuza that he auctioned Naruto's house off. Naruto's house got auctioned off, and the people that are in there don't want to move out for Naruto. And Zabuza was like, so it like, are they important people? And he was like, no. Zabuza basically asking him like, if they just mysteriously vanished, would there be anything wrong with that? And Hiruzen was like, but that would be murder. Uh, and Zabuza was like, not if anyone knows about it. And he's like, oh, I'm just joshing. I'm just gonna make them disappear. And Zabuza disappears and appears in front of the house. And then Kakashi like gets over there, and he's like, so how are you planning on doing this? Oh no, Kakashi is walking through, and he's like, what are you doing? And Zabuza was like, see, I don't like where Naruto's living, and this is his parents' house, and I think Naruto should have his parents' house, and they're not gonna keep Naruto away from his parents' house. So I don't know how this is gonna go down, but either they can move out or they can die. And Kakashi was like, maybe let me handle this. Besides, I know the people that live here. And Kakashi was like, well, let me see what I can do. I think we can just make them disappear. And then if they end up finding their way back to the Leaf Village, Hiruzen could offer them a new place to stay. And Zabuza was like, sure. And Sasuke, fuck. Kakashi puts them all underneath Genjutsu. And Zabuza and Kakashi take them and all their things, not in all like an instant. This happens over the course of like 3 hours. Takes them and all their things to a different like outside of the Leaf Village, like a small town that's not that far away from the Leaf Village. And Zabuza goes back and tells Naruto that he has a bigger house now, and you would not believe whose house it is. And Naruto was like, whose house is it? And he's like, it's your parents' old house, from what I understand. That's what Hiruzen was telling me. And Naruto was like, okay, is it mine? And he was like, yeah, it's yours now. And Naruto was like, what the hell did you do? And fuck. Zabuza was like, you don't want to know. And Naruto, get like, when Naruto opens the door, he like Naruto and Zabuza vanish and appears in front of the house, and Zabuza was like, "Don't worry, me and Jiraiya already refurnished it and everything." And Naruto was like, oh, okay. Have a backyard? And he was like, yeah. Naruto's like, oh, that's great. I'm going inside now. And Zabuza's like, it is really hard to please this kid. Like, really hard to please this kid. And Zabuza, like he begins to like walk away, and he sees like this girl behind like a bush or whatever, and he disappears and appears in front of the girl, and he pulls out his executioner's blade because she was following Naruto. And when he does that, she doesn't flinch or anything. She just looks at it. And Zabuza was like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "I'm Hinata." And tell Naruto I said hey. And she just walks away. And no one like Zabuza was like, "What the hell?" Like, yo, what the kids in this village? Like, we got OP guy in the house, and we got strange stalker wannabe OP person walking down the street now. So now we're just gonna skip a couple of months ahead, like to around the Chunin exams. That's where we're going. We're going there now, and by the editing Shinobi here. Little announcements in the middle of the video. Yes, I know. But before that, let's leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tomorrow upload time may be a little later than this. I don't know. But yeah, expect the video probably later on in the night. Probably just like how this video is coming out, you know. Yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's get right back into the video. Bye. So, Naruto, like after like those months after Zabuza ran into Hinata, he didn't see Hinata after that. Like no one's really talked or seen Hinata. So Naruto basically like has been going throughout the village. Sasuke's hatred for Naruto is slowly but surely like going away. But they have their hatred moments, like yeah. So when Kakashi tells them about the Chunin exams, Naruto's like, oh yay, more useless trash. And Kakashi was like, but more people from the all over are gonna come over and see what the hell is going, like they're gonna fight in on and things like that. And Naruto's like, that should be fun. When is this happening? And Kakashi was like, oh, tomorrow. And Sakura was like, what? You spring this on us now? And it's happening tomorrow? And Kakashi was like, relax. You guys have been training. You guys are strong. I believe in you. And Naruto is just sitting in the back. He's sitting in the back just talking to Zabuza. And Sasuke was like, if anyone is gonna win this thing, it's either gonna be me. Or he looks back and Naruto looks at him and was like, what are you looking at? And Zabuza was like, bro, what what's going on here, Kakashi? What's going on with your team? And Kakashi shrugs his shoulders and was like, they're just like this. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. We got the simp, emo boy, and guy that wants to kill everybody. I don't know what the hell's going on with the team. We got 3 different personalities, 3 different mental states, and I don't know what the fuck to do. You gonna help me with this? And Zabuza was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't I don't want to be here. like like Kakashi just put Zabuza on the spot, and Zabuza's like, I feel attacked and used. Those are jokes. Relax. So Naruto goes back to talking to Zabuza, and they're just talking like about random shit that's happened over the course of the month. Like Zabuza has been training Naruto how to perfect certain jutsus. Jiraiya has been training Naruto like how to master the Rasengan. Zabuza has been training Naruto on how to like remain stealthy and like make his wind like go out past like him just being able to control it with his hand. Like how he kind of like uses his mist. He's kind of wanting Naruto to do that, but with the wind. So it's basically like Naruto can sense like the smallest movement using that ability. So it's like Naruto just has like this ultimate sensing ability if like within like 30 feet of him. So Naruto basically like tells Zabuza like, "Yo, what do you think about like these Chunin exams? You think anybody's strong? Come in." And Naruto like Zabuza was like, "Well, you shouldn't really have to worry about anybody, but this guy from the same village might give you a run for your money. He's kind of just like you in a sense." And Naruto was like, "Sure." And the next day comes and everybody's headed like, going up to like headed up there toward the stadium and like toward the Chunin exams arena. And um Lee challenges Sasuke, but like before they could even be like before like Lee could even rush Sasuke, Naruto walks into the room and bats Lee away. Like literally just full on like with wind just bats him away. And Lee was like, "What was that?" And Naruto was like, "Sorry, but I can't have you hurting my teammates. Although as useless as they might be, but he's the only other person on my team that I could rely on. So yeah, no." So they go like to the forest of death, do like a little scroll thing, and when they run into Orochimaru, Sasuke still does get bit on the neck, but like it's like a lot. It took a lot longer because Naruto was defending Sasuke without being near Sasuke, and like he was attacking. He was attacking Orochimaru with his wind, and by the time Zabuza got there, Orochimaru had to make a split-second decision to get that bite onto Sasuke's neck, and that split-second decision made him lose an arm and a leg, quite literally. So, due to Zabuza slashing off his arm and Naruto trying to stop him from getting away by shooting a wind blade at his leg, which didn't cut clean through. Naruto's wind can cut clean through things, but if he wants you to suffer, he'll hit you with like a blunt piece. Doesn't make any sense, but he'll like shoot a massive gust and it'll like break your limbs and it'll rip your leg off. But if he wants to like cut it clean off, he'll shoot a small gust, but it'll cut your leg clean off. And Naruto team's passes, and like Jiraiya notices the seal on Sasuke and tells Sasuke that he can get it off, but he's gonna need Tsunade. And he goes on like he basically tells Kakashi and Jiraiya tells Sasuke that Sasuke can't use any chakra or whatever, or the seal's gonna spread throughout his body and stuff like that. Basically, like in canon. So when it comes to like the 1v1 fights, the first person up, the first people up, I'ma say is Hinata and Neji. And when Hinata gets up there, Zabuza whispers to Naruto like, "Isn't that the girl that you said that you don't mess with no more?" And Naruto was like, huh? Oh yeah." And he was like, "Why again don't you mess with her?" And Naruto was like, "Because she laughed. The one person I thought wouldn't laughed." And Naruto's like, "I wonder who my opponent is. Haven't seen anybody that looks like they can fight me. So I guess we'll see what happens." And so when they begin their fight, so, Neji was like, "We haven't seen you in a while, Hinata." Neji's like, we haven't seen you in a while, Hinata. I wonder what's going on with you. Are you okay? Your father just was getting worried. We thought you ran away from the village. But like anyone cares. I could have just married someone else. And Naruto basically telling like berating her. And she was like, let's just fight and get this over with. I have better people that I can be fighting right now. And she looks up at Naruto, and Naruto looks at her and was like, this, and Zabuza was like, this could get interesting. After all, and if she's looking at you like she can fight you, she's clearly had to have gotten some form of stronger, correct? And Zabuza basically repeating what the Nine Tails said. Naruto looks at Zabuza like, I swear to God, if you and this fucking Nine Tails, he doesn't say this out loud, but he's like, I swear, if you and this Nine Tails is somehow mentally connected, I'm gonna kill you. And Zabuza's like, what? Zabuza was like, what? Did I say something wrong? And Naruto looks at him, just looks away, looks back down at Hinata, and Neji was like, for you to be weak, you sure are in a rush to lose. And Neji runs in using his Byakugan, and he gets hit twice. And Naruto, along with Sakura and Ino and Tenten were like, we didn't even see her move. A lot of people didn't see her move unless you were like a Jonin level or like very skilled. So Naruto seen her move, Zabuza seen her move. Everybody but like the smaller level people seen her move. And since Neji didn't really train, he's considered like low level in my personal opinion, because since he had so much potential, he didn't really train a lot. So therefore, in my personal opinion, he was kind of weak when it came down to it. Like he was stronger when they were little, but Neji was still kind of weak. So after he got hit, so after they get like after those two hits, Neji couldn't move his arm. And she basically like she finally starts talking to Neji, and she's like, so since I can't use the palm rotation, I made up my own technique. It's called like she basically calls it like light tap. And it's basically like she moves her like she stands, she still uses the Hyuga stance, but like she uses a certain like she motions her hands fast enough to the point where like she actually doesn't need to touch you. Like she can get her like hand, like she can get her two fingers within like 6 inches within your like 3 inches away from your body, and she can gesture her fingers and she'll still hit you just like with a small amount of like force, but it'll still like shut down your chakra point. So, and she's just fast. So Neji was like, that won't happen again, and it keeps happening. Every time he rushes in, he gets hit with it. And Neji was like, fine, then I'll just wait for her. And she begins to like walk up to him, and he was gonna try to do like the the trigram 64 palms on her. And before he can even begin, because he still only has one arm. Before he can even begin, she like taps his like arm, because like he died. He thought like he blocked her attack, but it still hit like his shoulder, and he's like, "What the what?" Like he's frozen because he doesn't know how that's even possible. So like she trips Neji, and was like, "This fight's over." And Naruto's like, could be interesting. Could be interesting indeed. So Naruto's fight is next, and Naruto is fighting yours truly, Gaara. So when Gaara and Naruto enters the ring, Zabuza was like, this could be bad, right, Kakashi? And Jiraiya was like, yep. this could end very badly. And Zabuza looks over, kind of like creepy, like, what the fuck did you even get back? And Tsunade was like, he made me rush all the way over here to see some brat, to see two brats fighting. And Lee was like, clearly they're not stronger. And like when the fight, when the dude says begin, Naruto, like without any warning, uses like a huge gust of wind, and Gaara's like sand barrier pulls up, but it blows through the sand barrier and pushes Gaara through the like into a wall. And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. If y'all enjoy, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. And this has been Shinobi. Peace out.